Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get ready to embark on a journey through the intricacies of Steven Universe like never before. I'll be your guide, the Keymaker, and joining me today is a master of unconventional analysis, Charles. Together, we bring you over 35 years of combined study in topics such as game theory, evolutionary biology, propaganda analysis, and the intricate web of social dynamics. Charles and I have dedicated ourselves to meticulously dissecting Steven Universe episode by episode for over a year now. But before we dive into the gems and their cosmic adventures, we'd like to introduce a unique lens through which we view the show. You see, at first glance, it's easy to assume that Steven, clearly the boy of a single mother, has been left under the care of these enigmatic creatures known as the gems. However, our interpretation ventures deeper. We contend that the gems are not merely extraterrestrial guardians, but rather symbolic representations of different facets of his mother's psyche. Through this in-depth video series, we will attempt to prove that Steven Universe is not a malignant antinatalist show like most people assume, but rather a valuable treatise on the struggles a boy goes through on his path to becoming a man. Under this assumption, we will embark on an exploration to uncover each gem as a different facet of the mind, or personality trait, informed by different psychological theory systems. These traits, personified by the gems, offer a profound insight into the complexity of Steven's universe and his quest for self-discovery. Join us as we peel back the layers, revealing how these symbolic gems mirror aspects of his mother's consciousness. Now we dive headfirst into episode 1, where Steven encounters the limit of his child self and must evolve past reactivity and into mature proactivity. Our story begins in the donut shop, where Steven discovers the tragic absence of his favorite snack, cat cookies. As they have fallen out of favor, they've been replaced by the enigmatic lion lickers. Steven laments, "Who even likes that?" Oh, kids these days. Wink wink.
Nobody likes them! They don't even look like lions! Kids these days, I'll tell you!
Returning home, he's met with a spectacle of epic proportions. His mother, represented by the three enigmatic gem ladies, is in the midst of a meltdown. His home is a whirlwind of monsters, fights, worms, and emotional turmoil. An avalanche of chaos. Confusion takes root within Steven, confronted by the maternal turmoil embodied by the gem trio. His emotional labor begins as he attempts to comfort his mother despite the absurdity of the situation. We believe is this extra stress in performing emotional labor as a child for the adults in his life that leads to his corporeal condition. The constant disruption of Steven's inner world by his mother's dysregulated outbursts directs his attention to external stimuli, forcing him into a state of perpetual distraction from his inner world, his desires, and separating him from his innate body awareness. But then, a beacon of hope, a cat cookie. Its taste ignites his motivation, culminating in a performance that's nothing short of a lyrical masterpiece.
He's a frozen treat with an all-new taste!
He discovers the power within himself, the ability to garner real-world results through motivation. Crucially, Steven realizes that his power lies in achieving a state of flow, where he can be productive and masculine, creating value through inner effort. His powers do not stem from the titillation of eating the cookie. His inner source of masculinity, his libido, springs forth from this realization. Yet, the only guide he has is his mother. He asks for her guidance in trying to recreate this feat of power, and she tries to explain as best she can how a woman would achieve it. First, with soft petals to tantalize the ego, then with bodily pleasures to entice the id, lastly through spirituality to distract the logos and the superego, none of which resonate with Steven, for he is a man. He even attempts to seek external motivation with another cat cookie, but to no avail. Ultimately, he attains enough clarity to set boundaries and wield his anger as a masculine emotion. With a powerful boundary, he vanquishes the chaos, much to the delight of the more hedonistic, extroverted gem, who is the only one to recognize his toxic masculinity and celebrate his newfound boundaries. As Steven transitions into a more masculine role of power, his mother has an even worse breakdown. "It's the mother!" they exclaim.
It's the mother!
More monsters swarm and her conventional strategies fail. The gems agonize. "We must save Steven, but can we save ourselves?"
We need to save Steven! Can we save ourselves first?
It's up to Steven, now an adolescent, to take control and destroy the worms by rejecting consumption and wielding the object that previously had power over him as his very weapon. Through this ordeal, Steven realizes that external pleasures aren't enough to activate his inner abilities. His motivation and his power must stem from his inner values and from his conscious honing of his own ability to get himself into a state of flow. He has realized to obtain real results, he must rely on his own inner abilities, tap into his masculine anger as a creative force, set strong boundaries, and finally, through this gained self-knowledge, defeat the monsters. In this case, symbolizing his mother's emotional outburst. In the aftermath, Steven mourns the loss of the ice cream. This represents the transition from childhood reactivity to adult proactivity, a poignant moment of maturation, as the cat cookie serves as a metaphor for external stimuli. Whether it's the promise of a romantic conquest or hedonism, it exemplifies anything that excites us and provides a momentary thrill, urging us to seek more. Just like smashing that like button right now. Throughout the rest of the episodes in the series, we will delve even deeper into the gem personalities and their connections to various psychological frameworks and philosophies. Steven Universe is not just a colorful show, it's a psychological labyrinth waiting to be unveiled. Here are a few theories about what the gems might represent that we have come up with over the past year. Do you have a favorite? In classic psychology, the gems resonate with the fundamental aspects of human consciousness. Steven, at his core, embodies the self, the very essence of being, constantly seeking to understand his identity and his place in the grand scheme of things. Pearl takes the role of the ego, caught in a perpetual struggle between her past and her loyalty to Steven. Her journey is a relentless quest to reconcile her inner conflicts and uncover her true self amidst the chaos. Amethyst personifies the id, representing raw, unfiltered desires and impulses. She acts on her instincts, reveling in her emotions and pursuing immediate gratification without restraint. Garnet serves as the superego, the moral compass of the group. She embodies logic, reason, and a sense of responsibility, often guiding the others with her wisdom and principles. In the Triune brain theory, the gems correlate with different brain regions and functions. Pearl symbolizes the reptilian brain, specifically the amygdala. Her actions often stem from instinctual reactions and emotional responses, mirroring the ancient part of the brain responsible for survival instincts. Amethyst embodies the emotional brain, akin to the mammalian brain. She connects with her feelings on a deep level, navigating life through emotional experiences and a strong sense of empathy. Garnet represents the logical brain, akin to the prefrontal cortex, or PFC. Her decisions are grounded in rationality and problem solving, providing a steady anchor for the group in times of uncertainty. In Wilhelm Reich character armor constructs, each gem corresponds to a distinct personality archetype. Steven, known as the Endurer, exhibits resilience and the ability to withstand adversity, persisting through challenges and unwavering determination. Pearl embodies the unwanted child, grappling with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt, often yearning for acceptance and belonging. Amethyst takes the needy child persona, seeking emotional fulfillment and validation from others while navigating a complex inner world. Garnet personifies the perfectionist obsessional, driven by a pursuit of excellence and order in her actions, always striving for precision and control. In this case, Rose emerges as the controlling leader, a figure of authority who commands respect and exerts influence with strategic precision. According to Freud's stages of development, the gems align with various psychosexual characters. Steven, representing the masochist, navigates the latent stage, with curiosity and a thirst for knowledge, discovering his identity along the way. Pearl embodies the phallic stage, exhibiting the schizoid tendencies of an ego struggling with self-identity and intimacy. Amethyst, in her oral stage, grapples with seeking comfort and security, much like an infant yearning for nurturing. Garnet personifies the rigid traits associated with the retentive stage, demonstrating a need for order, precision, and control. Rose exhibits characteristics of the psychopath, representing the genital stage with her charismatic and commanding presence. In Dr. Helen Fisher's system, the gems align with distinct personality types. Pearl embodies the negotiator, driven by estrogen-related traits, characterized by empathy, diplomacy, and a focus on building emotional connections. Amethyst takes on the role of the explorer, influenced by the dopamine-driven traits of curiosity, adventure, and a zest for new experiences. Garnet represents the builder, guided by serotonin-related traits, emphasizing stability, routine, and the pursuit of long-lasting relationships. Rose emerges as the director, influenced by the assertive and strategic qualities associated with testosterone, demonstrating leadership and decisiveness. Steven, within this framework, fits as a negotiator-director, blending the characteristics of empathy and assertiveness to navigate his journey. And finally, let's explore how the gems align with different philosophies. Garnet embodies stoicism, maintaining composure and resilience in the face of adversity, adhering to a philosophy of self-control and emotional restraint. Amethyst epitomizes hedonism, embracing pleasure and spontaneity, prioritizing the pursuit of happiness and gratification in the present moment. Pearl resonates with existentialism, grappling with questions of identity, purpose, and the complexities of existence, often in a state of existential crisis. Steven embodies the traits of an absurdist hero, through his constant quest for meaning in a universe that often seems indifferent. Steven chooses to respond with love, compassion, and understanding. This echoes the absurdist ethos of forging personal meaning and morality in an uncaring universe. Do you have a favorite theory of your own? Post it in the comments and we will discuss it on the next episode. In this multidimensional exploration, we see that Steven Universe is not just a tale of magic and adventure. It's a psychological kaleidoscope, a reflection of the human experience in all its complexity. As we continue our journey alongside Steven and the Crystal Gems, we gain profound insight into the facets of our own consciousness and the philosophical underpinnings that shape our lives. Steven Universe teaches us that the search for our true selves is a complex journey, a blend of philosophical concepts, emotional growth, negotiating boundaries, and honing our skills. As we dive deeper into the gems and their own particular personalities, we can mix and match and utilize all these different tools to explore their unique perspective, reminding us that our path to self-discovery is as unique as we are. Thanks for joining us into this enlightening expedition into the first episode of Steven Universe. Be sure to subscribe now so you don't miss episode 2, and comment below with your thoughts on Steven's awakening as a man, or if you think we missed anything in this analysis. Your homework for this week will be to set a boundary, however small. I'm the Keymaker, and see you next time.
With your host, the Keymaker and Charles. Step into the unknown, leave your worries behind. Suspended animation, the journey's unconfined. Smash the bell. And don't forget to subscribe.
Facets of our own. Thanks for joining us into this